It's March, it's time to get ready to go racing. I need to get the van ready, it needs a service, it needs a clean, I need to get the kart ready, I need to pack the van. Let's get going. So the first thing I need to do is get some stuff out of the van. Got a few projects hiding in here that I've collected over the winter. The first one is this Jicker engine. It's going to be turned into a special project that's not for the circuit. Get rid of that. So a bit of a clean up. So, some old tyres I need to get rid of. And then I just need to have a bit of a tidy up in here. It's time to get the van moved forward so I can unload the back. I've got a few carts in the van that I need to get out so I can prep the cart that I'm taking to Clay tomorrow. Now let's get the back of the van open and get some carts out. Obviously, first job, we don't need this at Clay Pigeon tomorrow, so get rid of the jack that we use for servicing the van. And put that down over here. Now, I've got a really bad habit for buying carts that I really don't need, but I want. Just before Christmas, I bought 2 more carts. I don't need them, I haven't got the space for them, but they're Gillards and I couldn't say no. So now I've got to find somewhere to put them before I make them how I like them. Now these carts came with a whole huge pile of spares. Floor trays, stub axles, pod bars, bumpers, you name it. The person selling it has decided to move away from Gillard, gone to Tony Kart, so he didn't need any of the stuff. Gave me an amazing deal, so cheers, mate. As I said, there were spare bumpers and stub axles. I've literally got a box with probably 10 stub axles in it. It was worth it just for the stub axles. And amazingly, both of these carts have been freshly jigged by the same person who does my chassis repairs and my jigging. So I know that they are spot on. So all I've got to do is clean them up, fit new bodywork, change a few bits that aren't the way I would have them. They're both good to go and they are absolutely mint. But I've got to get both of them out the van because they're not ready to go on track just yet. The cart I'm taking is in the garage. It's basically prepped. I need to just check over the brakes because it's sat for a couple of months. There's a couple of stickers I need to replace because I hate going out on track with marked up stickers and side pods, certainly at the beginning of the weekend. If it's middle of the weekend, not that fussed. But I hate going to the track with a cart that doesn't look right. Great thing about these old historic carts is they're not heavy, so I can lift them in and out the van on my own. You certainly can't do it as easily with a modern Tony Kart or Birrell Art or any of those modern carts. They're just heavier. As you can see, the van's all racked out, so it doesn't actually take me very long to load the van because the awning stuff's already in there. That's the big awning. I've got an easy up that I'm going to take with me in case the weather's not so nice tomorrow at Clay. I've got the tyre racks, I've got tables, I've got axles. You've already seen the toolbox at the front of the van where I was putting some bits away. The van is fully kitted out for karting. And as you can see, I've already got one of my karts in there. That's not the kart I'm planning on using tomorrow at Clay. The one I'm planning on using is in the garage, so let's get that out and we can get prepped on that. So let's get the cart on the trolley. Now we've got it out the garage. I've come up with a bit of a technique for this. It's not the best in the world, but it does the job. It's actually easier to get them straight from the van onto the trolley than it is from a stand getting them up onto the trolley. But basically, we just tilt the trolley in the cart like that. And there, we're on the trolley. We can work on the cart. Happy days. So, as I said, we've got a few stickers on the sides that need replacing. Check the brakes. They're working. I might take a shim out of the caliper just to bring the pads a bit closer, make the brake pedal a bit shorter, but that seems to be okay. Just going to lubricate everything. Quickly put the lasers on just to check the front alignment. I need to put the Micron battery on charge. That's about it. We'll give it a quick spanner check, make sure everything's good. Then we're ready to put it in the van and pack the rest of the van and get some engines out, get those ready. Always make sure they've got the correct front sprocket fitted onto the engines before we go to the track. Just saves any messing around at the track, saves any accidental mistakes of going on track with the wrong sprocket fitted. But let's crack on. So we'll keep the stickers for the last job. I'm going to do some work on the caliper now. I'll bring you over so you can see what I'm doing. You'll notice I've put a mount on here for a camera. I'm intending on running a 360 camera on here tomorrow at Clay. Possibly a couple of cameras in some other places, but we'll have a look at that later, get something figured out. But right now, this is probably going to be in my way. So I'm going to undo the clamps, take it off. We're going to remove one of these shims just to bring the pads closer into the disc. So to do this job, we need a 5mm Allen key to slacken off the brake disc carrier so we can move the disc. And on this particular cart, we need two 17mm tools. So I've got one spanner and one socket. So let's get started. So I only want to take out one shim for now, and then we'll put it back together, and then we'll see what the gap's like. If we need to adjust with more shims, we can do so. It only takes a couple of minutes to take this apart. So we'll knock the bolts through, put the nuts and the washers back on, tighten it up and recenter the disc. So I've not done the caliper up tight yet, so because we just need to move the disc. We can do that just by knocking it by hand. We're aiming to get it in the centre between the two pads. So visually that looks okay. So I'll give the brake pedal a little squeeze, and we'll watch to see if one pad touches before the other. So now we'll do the caliper bolts up tight. On this particular cart, they're an M10 bolt, so they can be really tight. Now that's tight, we'll just recheck the centering of the brake pads. Spins nice and freely. I'm happy that the disc is centered between the brake pads. So now I'll do the brake disc carrier back up. Drop both lightly and then we'll tighten them together. So we're happy with that. We can move on to the next job on the kart. So we've been doing some spanner checking on the kart and we found that the exhaust cradle is a bit loose, so we'll sort that. So we can still rotate it to get the alignment of the exhaust, but it's not wobbling loose, so we're happy with that. We move on to the next thing. Let's get the sprocket fitted that we're going to use at Clay tomorrow, if it's dry. If it's wet, we may need to change it. So for Clay Pigeon tomorrow, we're going to be using an 84 sprocket. I generally like to use the Talon ones. I find the quality is better on those than some of the others that I've tried, but I'm willing to try different ones. If someone wants to send me some free sprockets, I'll give them a try. So that's the sprocket fitted. I'm now going to go and get the engine that we're going to start tomorrow on. I'm going to put it on the frame. I'm just going to check the sprocket alignment. Do that now. So I've got the engine that we're going to be putting on tomorrow. Let's check the correct number of teeth. 2, 4, 6, 8. That's a 10 tooth. That's what I'm planning on using with the 84 rear gearing. So let's just sit that onto the chassis. And then we'll get our steel rule and we'll just check the alignment of the sprockets. It's close, but it's not perfect, so we need to move the sprocket on the axle to get it lined up. So now that's lined up, we're going to take the engine back off, put it in its engine box and load that into the van. I don't like travelling long distances with the engine bolted on the cart. If I was just popping down the road to a track 15-20 minutes away, I'd be less concerned. I just don't like the vibrations it puts through the chassis and having the extra weight on the rear bumper while you're travelling. We're going to load the van with the 4 engines that I'm taking for my use tomorrow. I don't intend to use 4 of them, but with these 100cc engines, you've always got to have spares with you. So I'm loading them in the van in order of how I will use them. So I've already got one in there. I don't intend on using that one tomorrow. This is my best race engine. It's got about 30 minutes left on the piston. I'm taking it. I haven't decided if I'm going to run it tomorrow or not yet, but we're putting it in the van. It's ready to go. So that's my four engines for tomorrow in the van. This is the one that we just trial fitted on the kart to make sure the sprocket lined up. So that's one I'm going to be starting with tomorrow. So it's the first one we can get to easily. So now I've got all the engines that I'm planning on taking for myself in the van. Let's get back to the kart. I've got a couple more jobs to do on that and then we can get that loaded in the van. Our final job on the kart is to sort out some of the damaged stickers. Some of them peeling a bit, some of them got some rubber marks on. Some of them are a little bit torn up from some minor contact. So we'll get that sorted now. And then we're done with the kart. So I'll peel these off. And we're going to take this Dim and Tweaks one off. It was a mandatory sticker at the last race event I did, but it's not a period sticker and they're not giving me any money or any freebies. However, Dim and Tweaks, if you want to give me some free stuff, I'll happily keep the sticker on. We'll get the sticky residue off because we can't put new stickers on top of it and it will attract all of the dirt if we leave it on there, and then it will look really bad. Little trick I found is after you've applied the stickers, get your heat gun, put it on the low setting, just warm the sticker and rub it in. They tend not to peel off so easy when you're on track. Now we'll move around to the other side of the cart and get the stickers done over there. We're going to get rid of this Dim and Tweaks one. Firstly, it's damaged and I haven't got any more. Secondly, it was a mandatory sticker at a previous race. Dim and Tweaks, if you want to give me some free stuff, I'll happily keep the sticker on though. You can really see how grubby the bodywork is. If you've got any tips for me, leave a comment below. Tell me how to clean these plastics better than I'm doing already. We can see there's a bit of a dent here, so I'm going to get a bit of heat on that, try and push the dent out a little bit, and then we're going to patch in some vinyl across here, make it look a bit neater. So as you can see, a little bit of heat, just had my hand in behind pushing it. It's pretty much taken that dent away completely. So we're going to patch up with a little bit of vinyl and then it will look pretty reasonable. A little bit flaking just here, so I'm going to get a scalpel and trim that. I'll actually trim a bit of excess away as well. Peel that away. And I'll do the same over here where there's some bits that are peeling slightly. I've got this bit of vinyl that I've pre-cut. Peel the backing off and then I'm just going to line it up with that point there and we're going to stretch it down. I'm going to go across to here. As we're bringing it down, just going to stretch it slightly so I can match up to this point. A little bit of heat helps quite a lot with vinyl. So just on a low setting with a heat gun, keep it nice and taut and you can pull it around the contours. A little bit of heat and we get that to stretch over to there. Pull it tight down the bottom here. A couple little wrinkles, bit of tension and a bit of heat and they just come out. So that's the cart ready now. I'm just going to clear a few bits inside the van and then we'll get the cart inside the van and then we're ready for tomorrow. So that's the van loaded. I'll see you at Clay.